Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Aim Saraswatye Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishabhai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Tat Sat. Good evening. So, we continue with our discussion about the Tao Te Ching of Lao Tzu. And we begin with the first verse. The first verse say, the Tao that can be verbalized is not the absolute Tao. None of the names that can be given to it is the authentic one. The Tao that can be verbalized, that can be expressed through words, is not the absolute Tao. None of the names that can be given to it is the authentic one. A very strong sentence. Very strong sentence that should be analyzed. In other words, if something can be said about the Tao, or if you understand what is the Tao, you can be sure that is not the Tao. The Tao Te Ching is the essence of the Taoism. And after this statement, you can imagine that it's very difficult to begin to explain what Tao is. No? Imagine you begin a lecture or a course about what is Tao, and the first sentence say, whatever you can understand about the Tao, if you understand something, if you perceive something, if you can catch something about it, this is not the Tao. Because the Tao is totally impossible to verbalize, to trespass, to express it verbally in words. Any name that you can give it. Spiritual masters, enlightened beings, during all the human history, has shared with words, some writing, some talking, their own experience. They talk about it, they explain it, There we have the words of Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Moses, Yeshua ben Nun, all the prophets, King David, Shlomo. Then we have the words of Jesus. We have the words of Muhammad, Buddha, Lao Tse itself. Infinite attempts to share with the world, with the society, with the others, something about truth. But this verse say, you can be sure that whatever you kept about truth, whatever you understand about God, whatever you understand about the Absolute, it has nothing to do with truth, with God. Why? What is the reason that you can explain so many things through words? You can explain a lot of things, but why is so different when we talk about truth? Most of the books, lectures, sermons of enlightened beings about truth, in fact, they are nothing more than an expression of their frustration. To experience how it's impossible to express the inexpressible. There is a beautiful verse in the Bhagavad Gita, Rajavidya Rajaguhyam, if you remember that verse. Rajaguhyam. Rajaguhyam in Sanskrit is the king, Raja, of the secrets. This Rajavidya, the king of wisdom, and Rajaguhyam, the king of wisdom, is the king of secrets. Why secret? Many people talk about spiritual wisdom as esoteric, mystic. Is a secret. Rajaguhyam. Why secret? And the king of secrets. Not because it's something that reminds me of the Kabbalah, secret. Not because it's forbidden to share with others, but because it's impossible to share it with others. So he's the king of the secrets. There are many secrets in life. We keep a secret. We keep a secret. Nobody knows. So please don't say it. Or you ask me, please don't say it. It's a secret. But what is the king of secrets? The best secret, Rajaguhyam, is a secret that cannot be said. There is no way to express it. The impossibility to share truth, to share God, to share the path of life, the essence, is because God is an experience. Truth is an experience. Like reality is an experience, life is an experience. People go and talk about life and express about life, but nobody can really tell you what life is. nobody what love is, truth, God. Because they are experiences. And not mental, not intellectual. It's not a thought. It's an experience. And every experience by nature is subjective. The mind, thoughts, ideas, don't belong to the world of the subject, but to the world of the object. Mind is an object. Mind can be watched, can be observed as part of the objective world. And truth is subjective, is an experience. Mind cannot perceive truth. Mind cannot perceive reality. First of all, because mind is conditioned. Mind is the human conditioning. It's polluted. It's totally polluted. It's made from opinions. Is made of past, is made of known, is memory. You as a mind, your name, your country, your family, and everything you know about yourself is memory. You memorize your name. Every information you have, you go, you acquire that information and you put in your mind like a library. Somebody asks you about where is Brazil, where is Chile, who is Napoleon. You go to the library and you take, but not only about them, about yourself, who you are, your name, your profession. Everything is there. It's like a big warehouse of memory, but it's past. And because it's past, mind can only project that past into the present, but mind cannot perceive the present, and reality, truth, or God is today, is now. Reality happens only now. Now is the only time that reality knows. So the mind that is past cannot approach the present, the reality. And of course, thoughts, words are expressions of thoughts. The mind cannot perceive, and to express through words is to use the mind. So the mind cannot perceive, cannot understand reality, cannot understand the present. And even more than that, unless mind don't stop, yogas, chitta, vritti, nirodha, until the mind don't stop, disappears, there is absolutely impossible to experience truth or reality. Because unless the past don't stop his movement, that is memory, that is the known, is impossible any revelation of the unknown, of the present, of the now. You understand this point? If the mind is not the best tool in order to approach truth, how he can be a tool in order to express it? Or in order to explain it. By nature, subjectivity cannot be expressed through words. And truth is subjective. But any experience, and truth is an experience, and truth is subjective. Any subjective experience cannot be verbalized properly, cannot be understood through words. You cannot transmit an experience through words. You cannot really make somebody understand what is love through words. You cannot make somebody understand or realize what is friendship through words. If the other has experienced subjectively the friendship, the love, he can understand what you mean. But if the other never experienced, you cannot transmit that experience to him. You cannot transmit what is compassion if the other never experienced. You can never transmit what is the taste of a chocolate if somebody never tastes or eat one. How can you? You can never share with somebody through words what is the taste of an orange if the other never eat one, because it's a subjective experience. And mind and words belongs to the objective world. And God is an experience. Truth is an experience. It's not an object. But now arises the question, if it's so clear that it's impossible through words to explain what truth is, to make somebody, you can explain it, but it's impossible that somebody will understand, will realize it. You can talk, of course. You can give lectures about love, lectures about compassion. You can write books about love. But you cannot make somebody love or experience love through words. So if we know that it's absolutely impossible that somebody will taste what truth is through verbalize it, talking about it, why so many enlightened masters wrote so many books and gave lectures if they know from the beginning that nobody will really advance even 1 millimeter? Somebody who read all the books of Bhagavan Raman Maharishi and read all the books of all the enlightened masters, Torah, Quran, Dhammapada, Bhagavad Gita, and the person is in the same place. No? We know. And sometimes people who read more than others are more stuck in words, concepts, ideas about. And that about is such an oceanic distance about truth, about God. But don't touch the honey only from outside the bottle, because it's about. But the realization, aparokshanubhuti, the direct realization, it is not possible through words. So why so many enlightened masters gave to society, to the world, so much explanations and books and lectures, etc.? See, the egoic phenomenon is a disconnection from the whole. As an ego, or as egos, we are disconnected from life, from existence. We perceive ourselves as a separate entity, and we look to life and to existence as separate entities. We look at ourselves, we perceive ourselves as something disconnected. Consciousness is Satchit-Ananda, is Ananda, is bliss by nature, but absolute bliss, not happiness, Vishaya vinivartante nirahari, not happiness against sadness or suffering or distress, is absolute bliss. It's our nature, it's what you really are. It's the substance, the substance you are made is bliss. But you are disconnected. In your illusion, you perceive yourself, you look in the mirror, and you don't see the whole. You see limits. You see a body, a form. What is a form? Limits. And you realize this is what I am. So you feel I can be here but not there. You perceive yourself deep inside, the unlimited, the whole, experience itself like limited. And from there arise misery, pain, suffering, because the whole feel in such limitation, in time and space, become old, disease, etc., in his illusion. If the egoic phenomenon, the human being remains to live like that, he will die of sadness. Because every single one goes with the discomfort deep inside. I know I am not what I'm supposed to be. Everyone goes in life in solitude, limited, and feel that something doesn't go as should go. Should not be like this. But in this forgetfulness of my real nature, I begin to look. But don't look for bliss, because that makes me suffer, because I am limited. So I look for painkillers. In my illusion or Maya, I look for painkillers. And these painkillers can be television, can be a sandwich, can be cake, McDonald's, can be sex, can be chocolates, can be dancing, can be alcohol, can be drugs, can be whatever, clothes, right? Painkillers. And we call them happiness, but they are only anesthesia, temporal anesthesia, and temporal always happiness. So, enlightened spiritual masters, they talk about that life is not about what you have, but about what you are. They talk about the realization of what you really are, or the authenticity in you. And of course, that words don't lead you to realize the truth, but arise in you your forgotten thirsty, you are forgotten hungry for something bigger. Arise in you the feeling that beyond all these painkillers of coupleship and chocolates and dresses and television and travels, etc., there is something really important in life. And then you need to understand that the lectures and the books of enlightened spiritual masters, they are not part of an educational process, but more they are part of a motivational action. It's a motivational to try to, like the painkillers try to bring you forgetfulness, the master try to arise remembering. And in this process of remembering is all spiritual life. It's not you learn something that you don't know. You only try to remember. Meditation is only to try to remember. How can you remember in the peace of meditation? It's like when you are in the street and you meet somebody, some face. I know this person. I know this person. Happens to you sometimes. From somewhere I know this person. And you make efforts and efforts and efforts. And you can't. And you have the person names and in some moment you sit. You buy some juice, something, and you forget about the issue. And when you are totally relaxed in peace, in a moment, the person comes. This is the process. You hear the words of the master and you try what he talk about. Where is truth? Where is God? Who is God? What is this? What is the Tao? The words don't, and you make efforts, is more difficult. But then meditation, when you relax in the peace of the meditation, when meditation happens, deep in the peace of that lake of the mind, when the lake of the mind is totally peaceful, no one wave, then it can reflect the full moon. And there you can remember. It's not that you remember, but the remembrance arises. And when the remembrance arises, you know, but not know like you know some new information to put in the warehouse of your mind or memory. The Bible utilizes the best word is yada'a, known, כמו שאדם ידע את חווה, like Adam knows Eve. When Adam knows Eve, the Bible means was a tantric knowing. When Adam was sexually with Eve, when you know somebody in the tantric experience of sex, you don't know like the postman know your address, the postman know you, your dentist know you. Is to really to know you. And the same word is after used in the Bible. Veyad'ata hayom, and you know today, Veyad'ata hayom, but not only mentally or intellectually, because he say Veyad'ata hayom ve'ashevota el levavecha. It's a kind of yedi'ah, it's a kind of knowledge, wisdom that brings you back to the heart. It's existential, subjective experience, and that can never be trespassed and realize somebody else through words. It's a subjective experience that can never be realized through words or verbal explanations.